Hide here again with a much anticipated review, guys. We've got the Howa HCR on the bench today. We're going to take a quick look at it. I'm going to go over some things I like, some things I don't like. We'll get some shooting involved, and we'll kind of go from there. I've been wanting to try one of these ever since they came out. I really like the modularity of it. The overall feel of it is just absolutely awesome. I really like the chassis itself. It's made by Accurate Mag. It's really nice. I like the fact that it comes with an incorporated fore-end, and these are actually M-lock rails, which is kind of cool. I mean, if you wanted to put an accessory or another rail section or something like that on there, you could. It does come with the bipod stud already attached, which is nice. The grip is an ergo grip. It uses the LUTH AR 6-position buttstock. This is kind of the part of the rifle that I don't like from the factory. This is a precision rig. I wish they would have used the rifle LUTH AR stock instead of the adjustable one. It's just too flimsy. As you can see, it wobbles around quite a bit, and it's got some up and down wobble and side to side wobble. One thing you got to realize, as I noticed whenever I was breaking this one in, is you got to make sure that you get this stock seated the same way in your bag every time if you're going to shoot for groups, because it can kind of throw your shot off. But other than that, I really don't have any issues with it. Like I said, it is adjustable, so I mean, it's probably wide so they could fit various people with it, which I agree, that's a good idea. But there is some modularity built into the LUTH AR stock. If you've never seen one of these, this comb piece is actually adjustable by this thumb screw. You loosen it, you can raise it up or down, and then tighten it back, whatever your desired eye relief or eye position is. And also the length of pull back here with this knob, you can also adjust it in and out as well. As configured with the empty mag, this one comes in at 13.9 pounds. A little heavy, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not bad. I'm running the Athlon Argos BTR 6-24x50 with Burris XTR rings and Burris XTR steel bases. Great quality and very reasonable on price as well. But I've got a few different loads here, and one thing you may not have noticed, this is in 243. I've already got a 6.5 Creedmoor, and I was wanting to bring another 243 back into the hide, and this one came available, so it was the perfect time to do it. And we're going to take some shots here. We'll walk down and see how it does. I'll give you a close-up of the rifle as well, and we'll go from there. Put my ears on here. I will say the trigger on this is actually it seems to be a lot better than the previous Howas. One thing you got to understand is the action is 1500. It's a 1500 action, so it's the same action as you're going to get in any of the other Howas. The only thing different is the chassis. But I've got some Browning 243 65 grain ballistic tip, some Federal Fusion 95 grain, and just some Federal 80 grain soft point, and then some 87 grain VMAX hand loads that I've had for a while around the hide and used to break it in with, so we'll shoot a couple of those too. But we'll start out with 3 of these, again 110 yards, and just see how it does here. I have to say, one thing that I noticed whenever I was breaking the rifle in that I really liked is after the rifle is fired, the chassis seems to put all that momentum back into the shoulder. There doesn't seem to be hardly any muzzle flip at all. Now granted, this is only 243. I can't say the same for 6.5 Creedmoor version or the 308, but overall, it's very nice, very controllable. All right, 110 yards. This is the 87 grain VMAX over 39 or 36.9 grains of 4064. Pulled that one a little bit, but not bad. as you can see, if you're looking there, every bit of the recoil goes straight back into you, which is really, really nice. This is a 10-round accurate mag. This is metal, so they're kind of heavy, but 100% reliable, guys. You won't have a minute's trouble out of these. Next, we're going to try 3 of the 80 grain Federal here. This is a really popular hunting load, or it is where I live. I know a lot of guys use this for various hunting applications. We'll see what this does. Trigger is pretty nice, guys. Pretty nice. I gotta say, it feels a lot lighter than the normal 1500s I've had in the 308 and the 6.5 Creedmoor to date, I tell you that. One thing I will add is making sure that whenever you're shooting this, just make sure that rifle is seated with that stock, and you won't have any trouble with it. It seems to be printing pretty darn good. So we'll try 3 of the Federal Fusion. This is a 95 grain. I've had pretty good luck with this stuff in the past, so it'd be pretty interesting to see how well it does. 3 shots at 110 yards. Now this is a 24-inch barrel. Alright. Action is really smooth, as you've come to expect from the 1500 action. Not too bad. Alright. Now let's try 3 of this Browning. This is some new stuff I found. I've never shot any of it. This will actually be my first time shooting this brand. But it's a nickel plated case. It's a good looking round, and it's pretty reasonably priced as well. It'll be interesting to see how it would perform in some of the other calibers also. But this is 65 grain. Good looking round. All right. Looks to be pretty good. I'll grab the camera so you guys can get a close-up of this. Let everybody take a look at it. I have to say, fellas, I am so super impressed with this rifle. Like I said, I've only got 2 complaints. One being the stock. As you can see that moves up and down. Just make sure whenever you're putting this into your bag, just make sure you get this positioned correctly the same time each time you fire. So that way your point impact is going to be the same. And it's kind of wiggly back and forth, but this piece right down here, you pull this down, and that actually is what allows you to move it back and forth. That piece right there. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, it's got the two-stage trigger. It's super nice on this. Slick action, as you guys seen. There was no resistance at all, even feeding from that mag. Super slick. Do wish it had a pinch bigger bolt handle, but not bad. I'm more than happy with it. The fore end, as I said, this up here, this is actually M-LOK rails. So you could add another rail. I don't know what you'd really need it for, but you could. A 24-inch heavy barrel, that is target ground. So let's take a walk down. And I have to say, guys, probably the most intriguing part about the HCR rifle is the price. They're cheaper than the Stealth. They're cheaper than the Ruger's RPR. And I'm telling you, as far as accuracy thus far, just as good, if not better. So I think they're definitely worth the look. They're definitely a buy in my book, as I have a sneaking hunch that this one's going to be around the hide for quite a while to come. So I just can't stress how enough the shootability of the rifle is it's just amazing. It's really, really controllable. I don't think I've ever had a bolt action as controllable as that is, putting the recoil completely back into you. It just makes shooting it a lot easier. And your shots are a lot more repeatable as well. But take a look here and see. Through the scope, they looked pretty good. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is that's the 65 grain VMAX hand load that I was using. I've had that for a while. I've shot it out of some other 243s I've had at the hide. It seems to perform well. It's cheap to load. So I mean, that's an inch. These boxes are an inch square. So this one here, yeah, look at that. Look at that right there. 1, 2, 3. That's probably, what, 3/4 of an inch maybe? That's insane. Factory rifle, and that's hunting ammo, guys. I mean, that's pretty good. We'll take it. And that's the 80 grain Federal, just the blue box Federal. You can get that stuff at Walmart. I think it's less than 20 bucks a box now. And this is that Federal Fusion. You know, not so great. I will say, I forgot to mention, the 243 runs a 1 in 10 twist. So, I mean, ideally, it's going to favor a little bit lighter grain projectile. I'm going to venture to say probably about 80-ish grains is going to be its target mark. Now, this was that 65 grain Browning load. Man, if I didn't pull that one, could you imagine that? Wow, that one was the last shot. That was totally me. I seen those two touching and got a little excited, I guess, but I'm gonna have to say that accuracy on this one is definitely a 10 out of 10 so far. I'm definitely going to get a hand load worked up, probably with I want to try a 65 grain projectile as well as a 80 grain also. I really like the Burger flat base, so we may try some of those as well. But if you guys got any questions on this project or any of the others, stay tuned. I'll get a video posted back up of this, doing some load development. As always, fellas, shoot straight. Later.